Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, honey, which, is just like whatever we're feeling that day. It could be real, real sweet. We could have had a great day, but maybe we're triggered. We feel something weird. We're feeling a little salty. We're a little bitter. But, here, at the end of the day, we hopefully will give you a mild amount of sweetness. That's what we promise. Maybe.
Amazing. There's a dog barking in the back, so if you would like to just do the title of this for
Doing
me.
it. Maybe... Here I go. You guys, 90 Day Fiancé. We're towing it. We're towing the American to the foreign land. This is season 5. This is episode 3. How I didn't meet your mother. How I didn't meet your mother. Okay, so
I wrote how I haven't met your mother. So like I don't know what the answer is, but it's basically a spin on that, I guess 2000s or aughts show How I Met Your Mother, and I never watch it. How I Met Your Mother, and I never watched it. It's because I'm listening to Kirsten say, "You true to shoe at me,"
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess both make sense, but like, okay, well, you know what? Are we journalists? No. Are we, whatever
TV
we are,
show
just
writers
around? No, we're not really that either. We're just kind of like, talking heads, just talking. So here's the thing about, this was a great episode, Wa. Didn't you think so?
Yeah, I did. I mean, let me tell you right now, Kimberly.
You tell me.
She's made for TV, and we wanted to see her all the time. Maybe not as high as she was, but we want to see levels of Kimberly. It's like this is like the 3rd or 4th time we're in India, and we love every single second of it because it's a slightly different story with the same topic.
Yes.
But let's not start with them. Let's start with Julio and Kirsten. She has that bouncing English accent.
English, Dutch. Well, yeah.
Sorry, Dutch. Know, her English is a bouncing Dutch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So for her, they're walking through the park, and she's in her best tiara beige. It's like a very Eastern European situation. Chris clocked it. I didn't clock it. That was Chris. That was all Chris.
I feel like you looked down and look at the notes and you didn't realize that I had written that, and you started reading the first note and you were like, oh, this is not my note. But yeah, I loved it. Like, I don't care what you say. I love a nooch. Give me a cream, an ivory, a sand, honey. Give me a beige. I just tan up, like whatever it is. I mean, I don't know why I like it so much. Love it so much. So she looks lovely, she pops, she has great coloring. I mean, I'm into the eyebrows. Well, what do you think about the eyebrows?
I hate them. I hate them. Okay. I keep wanting her face to look like it does when she puts on that filter she loves. So we get a little confessional with Julio, who says that they had a dollar slice of pizza, did the nasty, and went to sleep. And I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them in that, because that's really everybody in their 30s. That's all we want.
I mean, here's the thing. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that's what I want in my 20s, and definitely if I'm coming to New York for the first time. If I'm coming to New York for the first time, and I'm 20 something, and I don't expect much, and you are my boyfriend, and you take me to get a dollar slice of pizza and then a walk in Central Park, let me tell you, it's lovely, and I'm happy about it. Is it going to be for me everywhere? And is it going to be for me at every time and every stage? Like, absolutely not. And definitely not like the 3rd or 4th time I've been in New York. I'd be like, okay, well, where's the Polo Bar?
Oh, yeah, I know. I would be like, the most is this really, like, I don't know. I've been to Capitol Grill. That was great. I had all the fancy things with a friend of mine who, I don't have him anymore. So anyway, she ends up finding out that this man has not told his mother anything about her, and she is taken aback, and she's frankly rather hurt. And the truth is I would be hurt too. 2 years, and you haven't said not nary a word. What did you tell her when you came to see me? I told her I was there for work. Like, I would feel like I wasn't good enough. I would feel like he's just trying to hold back his, like, I don't know, girl, it just plays into my insecurity. This dark-skinned Black girl who like wants to date. She's like, the mother's like, no, we don't want any darkies in our lineage, even though you're half, like, Afro-Latino. Like, we don't want that. That's what that would do. And I would be so nervous. But she is playing it off well when she gets to the house and she's eating that enchilada, girl.
Can we talk about it? Like, first of all, I cannot get over how much I love Julio's mom. Like, it's like when her face is on the screen, It's a mix of my reaction to like Julie Andrews and like a high fashion supermodel, like, you know, I don't know, like 90s Cindy Crawford or something, where it is like awe of her beauty and her warmth. I just am obsessed with her, like her aura. Like there are a lot of people on these shows. I'm like, I would never be friends with this person. I wouldn't like, or sometimes I'd be like, well, maybe I would have a drink with them at a bar. And I'm telling you, with this woman, if she was around in my life, I would do whatever it takes to like have special conversations with her, and I would buy her gifts.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know.
That is very, very
Well, that's
sweet.
that's the podcast. That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, docu-sweeties. I think that he dropped the ball with, the way he's handled this entire situation. He really feels like he just doesn't tell her to the last minute that's going to make everything okay, which feels like crazy and wrong. So he's like, I don't want my mom to be alone, and then like, so I'm just going to wait to tell her. But then also we see that he has like two siblings, and I knew he had siblings. Let me tell you right now, people were shocked, but I'm like, there is no way that this woman came to the US and didn't try to start again. Like, there's no way. That's what she did. And so like that older boy with the slicked hair and the like scruffy beard, I didn't like it. But he's young, so he has time to like make some changes. But I just think it's so crazy that he really is like, I didn't know that me not telling my mother would upset Kirsten, and I feel really bad for that. And at least he said it. He never said it to her, but he said it in his confessionals, and I liked him for that. Mama's crying again at dinner, and her, the brothers are like, yeah, he's never honest. He's a little sneak. And I said, when the brothers said that, I was like, oh, this is not the first time he's lied.
I didn't know if they were translating what the mom had said or if they also agreed, but you had brought up enchilada before, and I just want to tell you that enchilada looked so yummy, so fresh. Like, I was like, what's the dressing on the salad? Like, yeah, it's so interesting. I feel bad because she feels awkward, and I wonder how I would do it. Like, I wonder if I would come off a little fakely warm to make up for that, like she doesn't, she's real. She's a little bit awkward, but I like when the mom's like, she's pretty. I love this mom so much.
Isn't that all you want for your son, is just to be with somebody pretty?
No.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for saying no.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, especially for her, I think that she wants someone who's going to take care of her son and birth kids.
And would you look at Kirsten and think that she would be that person?
You know what? I mean, here's the thing. From having like a dinner with her, yes. From maybe just seeing her on paper, especially with a filter, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. So when she says that she's pretty, I'm thinking that's what she's thinking. Well, I guess she's pretty. But there's nothing about Kirsten and the aesthetic that she provides and the way she behaves. And I'm not saying she's wrong. There's just nothing about it that makes it seem like she's going to take care of, Julio. And the thing is, though, like, does Yara seem like she's going to take care of Jovi? We only know yes because we see her taking care of that baby. But like before, did we think she was going to take care of Jovi? No. Did we think that Anfisa was going to take care of George? No. We thought that she was going to give him head and she was going to sleep with him. But did we think that she was going to be like, oh, George, I made your favorite carne asada,
Wow, absolutely. You're just recent update. Anfisa on her Instagram right now has her like weightlifting competition video, and she killed it. She looks bananaramas. So no,
she won her first one, right? She won her first one. So she's not wearing pink. In the first one, I think she was wearing pink. So I was like, oh, she's doing it again. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm like, maybe she'll make carne asada because it's like paleo and keto. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely not going to like enjoy a bunch of like rice and beans in her life. But okay, yeah, I wanted a little more of like why he's not honest. Like, obviously he's not honest because he didn't tell his mom. And I feel like one of the major reasons why is because he doesn't have emotional maturity and he was afraid of her reaction, which is probably right. He was so obsessed with her mom's reaction is why he probably didn't even think about how Kirsten would think about it.
That's great. Very astute. Very astute. So now that we know that he isn't leaving his mother with anybody, let's move on to, I'm just going to go at a random. Is this no, this is Toe. Okay. I almost picked it wrong. Let's talk with these two.
Oh, honey, Mary and Brandon. Wow.
Queen Mary and Brandon. So Queen Mary is upset because Brandon was set by a woman, and because she found out that it was a woman, She freaked out. Now I have a question.
Mhm.
Chris, what
Mhm.
if Mary were dating Christian, of Christian and Chloe?
That's so
Like,
funny.
do you think she would like hurt her, like hit her, like run into a wall? You know what I'm saying? She just like slam her head into the wall repeatedly because like Brandon just got sat next to a female and you know he paid for the cheapest flight. The cheapest, right? So he has no say. You know, he comes to the desk and he's like, "Hey, can I change my seat because I don't know what, I'm allergic to girls. I don't like long hair. I can't stand perfume." Like, what does he say? My girlfriend doesn't want me sitting next to any girls, so if it's possible, I could just sit next to a man.
Now that doesn't work at all. I mean, the truth of the matter is, half of me is like, do I have to just lean into the fact that this lovely girl, the privilege of travel has not befalled her enough that she understands that, like, you don't pick? Like, you don't pick. You know, I don't even understand how we have like 2 episodes of talking about this null topic when, you know, we all understand that he had no choice and there's no reason to be mad. But she's so pretty, you know, while she's so pretty. So she has a conversation with her grandparents who, you know, are low-key raising her, you know, obviously, and they just have like a whole like farm-ass life. And they are dressed you know, in pretty new clothes and pretty youthful young new clothes. And the grandfather just like up and says like, look, like, I'm old, even though he looks great. I'm not supposed to be like raising no like baby, like no like girl ass baby, like the father should be here. Which when he said that, I was like, tell us more. And where is he? Well, tell us more about it, you know. But anyway, blah blah. We start to like hear, you know, the cultural norms that they want Brandon to abide by, which is that you know, no sex before marriage. Not only no sex before marriage, back it up. No hand holding or hugs. Truly, okay, no sex before marriage. Obviously, you can't even hug or hold hands until he asks permission of the grandparents. Now, mind you, Brandon supposedly has given $60,000 to this family for what looks like a bunch of brand new clothes. So in my mind, I'm like, totally. But while you're like, he needs to like, you know, respect us, I also want to be like, that's a bunch of brand new clothes on your back.
Well, yeah, and this whole house is new, and you wouldn't have it without him. Now, I'm not saying that they're bartering her kisses for their home. But what I'm saying is, like, if you wanted your daughter to be raised in the same fashion in which you raised your children and you were raised, then you should have taken that phone from her. Like, she can't talk to somebody for 2 years on technology and like get outside influence and then expect her to adhere to the "can I hold your hand?" This man has literally paid for the roof above your head. He can hold her hand. If you want to say no sex before marriage, I get that. But no holding hands or hugging or kissing seems like really antiquated, especially when he has the deed to this house. Now, that's unless she didn't put the house in his name, which is what his godmother was worried about. The next thing is that we find that this brother is a hoe. This brother has been moving about the space, fucking bitches and getting bitches pregnant. And so he's got several children. I mean, the first time it's like, oh, he was disappointed. The grandfather was disappointed with my brother. And I'm like, he's not really disappointed. Your brother lives underneath their house. Maybe he didn't talk to him for a little bit, but like he got over it. So I think he can get over you hugging the person who literally is paying for their life. Also, you know, I thought it was really cool of the brother just letting her kiss him at the airport because it's been 2 freaking years. And grandma and grandpa definitely were like, oh, you know, we shouldn't be taking care of kids. I disagree with that. Listen, for all the grandmothers out there right now, your specific job is to take care of children. Like my dad takes care of my nephew, and ever he's like, I'm babysitting. I'm like, you're not babysitting. You're not getting one, you're not getting paid. 2, this isn't not somebody else's baby. This is in fact your direct lineage. He has your name. You will take care of LaDonnie Iralino all of your life. Like that's that man's child.
I love that you're coming for your dad, but also mildly Miss Gwen 2 years later. Yeah, I love. Okay, so basically, yeah, the brother, her brother looked nothing alike. I mean, are those people related? Who knows? They look nothing alike. But obviously, she's looking at him the moment that he gets off the plane. They finally have their moment at the airport. It's it's a bunch of huggy, a bunch of kissy. They're just like obsessed with each other. They're like in that puppy love. So like their bodies belong to each other in such a way. I kind of miss that like idea of like the first like when you're first like with someone, you're both like into it so much. You're just like, oh, their bodies belong to each other. I want to touch and kiss you and smell you. Like, become one with you. It's like almost getting a massage and like when you like become one with a massage chair. But basically, yeah, like I think it's so funny when he hears that hugging breaks the tradition of their ancestors. It's such a funny, like, I'm sorry, come again. But yeah, I also want to bring up the little cute, like Mary's intro has been her like TikTok dance intro, which half of me is like, how do you have TikTok and still don't know how like airports work? But anyway, God bless my own privilege. But anyway, her little like TikTok intro. And then do you see how when Brandon's there, he like joins? What is muted. So but let me tell you, she said yes. I don't know.
Yes. I mean, I know I said I missed it, but it definitely sounds fucking cute.
I was like, what is this lip reading? I try to guess. Okay, anything else about them, babe?
They get to the house. Yeah. The conversation between the grandfather, it's like they refuse to do interpretation. Like two people speak English, her and her brother. Why are they not interpreting everything? Also, did the grandfather look completely different? The person who I saw sitting by the chicken coop telling her not to do it is a different person than I saw sitting on the porch. I was like, who is that? Like I literally, the grandma, she's clear, but grandpa like looked completely different when guest was coming. And then like, he's like talking about his glasses being foggy and they're not interpreting any of this. And I'm like, what is happening? This is about to be an awkward couple of weeks, I guess.
I love the fact that the man's just like, I'm going to move here. It's like the epitome of like, kind of, I hate to say this like that, because it is like such a like a whatever, but like it feels like that kind of like audacity of like a white male that's like, I can move here, everything will be fine. Like, okay, great. Well, can't wait to watch. It's perfect.
Yeah. That's it for me. No, yeah, that's it for me for them. Let's move on to these fools.
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really hard for me to watch Holly because I think that she looks a little bit like Eugenia Cooney.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Yes, we've had this conversation already on this podcast. Yeah, I know who she is. Yes.
And I can't. I look at her and I see somebody trying to create something that they want to be, and it's not transition. It's not. I don't see it. I just see a mess.
Yeah.
A mess.
No, I mean, I can see how she can be hard to watch. I can see that. But basically it's like, I mean, yeah, so just her mom gets there, her mom and her have, like different faces. I don't, but we don't know what she looked like before. And just look at the squatters. They get there. He shows off his house. It's like, he has this like Home Alone pepper spray system. They're just like, okay, there's like, they keep showing these spikes on a fence, but they go over the fact that like, yeah, they have to like cut the power and then like, it's all hell breaks loose and he can't afford to live in a better place that's like guarded. And, I just, I don't, in my mind, I was like, does he have a gun? Like, do we not talk about that? Or like, what's that? And then one small part is he makes eggs, right, for them. And the mom is like reading some book, which I looked up. I was like, is that erotica? It was called Ashes to the Wind or something like that. And then she's like, oh, scrambled eggs. He's like, oh, they're actually good. And I want to be like, how do you fuck up scrambled eggs? And then the mom's like, oh, well, you won't starve with him. And then he goes, well, I'm not quite sure with her. And then we all, like, our insides died.
Okay. Did you see, like, how that person just, like, broke into his home? It's like they had all the time in the world. They just, like, just, like the way that they broke into his home was, like, death-defying. Like, they were like, fuck you. I don't care about your bars. I'm going to get into your home. Yes. Yeah. And that felt just like real disrespectful. And then you're right. His Home Alone pepper spray situation in the garage, like nobody wants your tools. And if they do, okay, like I guess that's part of your plumbing business. But the mother is like, oh, what's that? That looks weird. They're shanty towns. And she's like, oh my God. And all I can just think of, and unfortunately, you guys know I am not over apartheid. I know folks there are. Why Molino is not. And I'm like, you are living in a better situation than the native people of that place that you went and just went over there. So if your home gets broken into, maybe it's reparations. Okay, now moving on. No one deserves to die. No one deserves all the horrible things. But like, I get that you've been there for 3-4 generations. But like, anywho, so she.
Oh, I have one question. Can he get a generator?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You're talking about getting a gun, but I'm like, I don't know how other countries deal with firearms. You know, like I don't know. Like maybe a generator, it doesn't matter because that still hooks up to electricity. I have no idea about generators. Like, so it just.
Oh yeah, yeah, a generator is supposed to make electricity, but you have to
Yeah, how does it get power?
Yeah, like how you would have to like. Yeah, okay, great point.
I don't know what their accessibility is to things, and what we do know is that he cannot afford to move into a gated community, and she does not get that. And I have a hard time when women get with men who either A, can't afford the life that they want to live, or B, don't want to give them the things that they want. And I'm just like, see, I don't get it. But then there's all this thing where he wants to have sex with her, and the mom feels like she has to be there. When I'm like, she came the last time and she didn't have sex with him. And she's like, well, it's because we didn't know if we were going to like each other and we were just friends then. And I'm like, they had sex.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yes, right.
They had sex. So
she just looks so out of her mind, messy and unkept, like a dirty, smelly, rat's nest, like person. I mean, in the morning she looks crazy, she looks crazy all the time, like she just looks like that she's, just
crazy,
teeming with mental illness.
Yeah. When she's Mom, I don't have my scrunchie. I'm like, so your mom doesn't have a scrunchie either. Like I don't know. It was too much. And when she started crying over that dog, I just lost it.
Oh wait, I forgot about that part. Yeah, just like I
is that where Snuffy was?
Yeah, Storm. That's where they killed Stormy.
Yeah. Like, girl, shut up. I think that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah. Can we move on to the worst couple possible?
TJ and Kimberly?
No, that's the best couple possible.
Oh, let's not watch that. I mean, I don't want to. Armando and Kenny, like, what happened? We took Hannah to a school.
Can you believe that? We're going to have the same conversations. Mexico City, and then power struggle. Like, it feels like when you're in acting, there's like that Meisner exercise where you just say one thing over and over again, and your partner says another thing over and over again, and like you just like keep doing it with different intentions, and you find different ways. It does feel like,
Meet the bus. 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 No. Meet the bus. Meet the bus. Like, it's like that.
Yeah, I just would have been with you if you had not. You picked the phrase "meet the bus," like meet the bus at the bus stop. Oh, okay. Great. So it's like that. So that's basically what happens. They go to like some fancy school, and they're like, "Hannah, you like this school?" And Hannah's like, "Yeah," and it's a beautiful like lush school. What a lush looking park school. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I think what it is that I had the power before, and you kind of wanted me to make all the decisions, and now you are starting to step up into your power, and I have to get used to that. Like, okay.
Yeah, I'll shout out Miss Pamela for having black nail polish and a beautiful bilingualness to her.
Yeah, we'll start it. Pamela. Okay, so we can move on to. Wait, who are these people? Are we going to meet these people? I don't know their names.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, we haven't met them yet, and their names are like
Sarpera.
Yep. SH something and SH something.
Yeah, like whatever culture, there must be the same. Or
yeah, they're not me. They're like they're either like Turkish or something. They're not me, but they're like
Armenian. Like, no, I'm not Armenian.
They're like maybe like Iran. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're
I
not
get you.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. They're not your Middle
Only
Eastern.
reason why I say
different Middle Eastern.
only reason why I say they're not me 3 times in a row, because I know their names are not like my kind of
Yes.
names. Yeah,
Yeah,
and by
they're
my
not.
kind of names, I mean like Levantine, Syrian, Lebanese. They're like Southern kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have Kimberly and TJ, who, oh God,
Thank
they
God.
know, you love them. They know each other so well. They are so comfortable around each other. And it just brings out the ass in the both of them. And I love it. You go.
You have the first, she is packing. Why? What did she pack that you wrote down that is hilarious? Oh, okay. It's a
So
wand.
many things.
She's
so
packing
many
a
things.
wand. Okay.
Oh, yes. And it wasn't even a real one. And I say that. And Chris is making a face because there's no such thing as a real wand, but it wasn't like a really good made one. It was like a tree branch that maybe her spirit animal or spirit person told her that it was. But first, Chris, before we do this, you know what we need to do?
I'm laughing at the idea of that there's spirit animals that come and talk to her, but because I know what you did. It's so funny to me.
Okay,
What?
Wait a minute. You know what we need to do
some
first?
sort of commercial, probably.
Yes. All right, and we're back. So, Chris, there's so much. Okay, it starts with she packed a wand.
She's what the hell? She's like, I read tarot. I'm a clairvoyant. I have spirit guides. She feels like she doesn't have any of that. She just sometimes listens to a voice inside her head, and so the wand makes absolutely no sense, and a bad branding for her, because like hardly anyone believes in that kind of shit anyway, and much less her, because she gives off like, a Daniela kind of vibe where it's like, nope, I don't, and at the same time then she's in a pack of shitty wand. It's like, girl, I mean,
it's like Ella and Daniela mixed. It's like I'm a witch Wiccan, but I also have a wand Harry Potter, which kind of takes you out of the mood. And then she's
or
like,
am I Cinderella's godmother?
Exactly. It's like, pick a lane. Are you a clairvoyant or are you a witch? Are you both? Are you Wiccan? Like, let us know what you are. And so she's like, I left all the wedding details up to a boy. Now, I guess here's my thing. She's like, oh, Indian culture, the family does all the thing. His family hates the fact that they're doing everything. They hate it. They're like, this is the bride's family's job. So I don't know why her parents seem alive and well. So I'm like, are they coming to the wedding? Have they not contributed anything? Like, what's the backstory? What's the tea, sis?
Yeah, absolutely. She feels like she's gonna be a bridezilla, and she didn't not nary do anything for it. Like, I wrote down choosy beggars because it's like one of those Reddit boards that I kind of like reading sometimes. Like, she feels like a choosy beggar. Like, like she's putting absolutely no effort into any of their lives other than what she's giving up. Now, here's the thing. It's like, this is a common push-pull, what someone does for someone and what someone gives up for someone. And it's, I guess, very hard to quantify it. And therefore, one person always feels like they've done more for the other and cannot comprehend how the other person doesn't see what they've either done or given up. So like, that's just like part of what's always happening.
Yeah, so, the American, though, is the one that is like, I gave up. America, land of the free. Like, they are the ones that are like freaking out about it. Whereas the other person is like, folks have lived in my area longer than your country has even been alive. So I need you to calm down and just come and live in this, like, whatever I'm living in.
Yeah, we've been doing it, like I'm not, I don't know if we're doing it well, but we've been doing it. So you can do it too. So this is the part that's absolutely crazy. So she's packing all her wands and her pink luggage breaks. Now here's a part that's like, okay, her dad decides to fix it by getting duct tape and putting it around the entirety of the thing, which made me think like, A, that's not going to work. And it's just, your shit's going to like fall everywhere, and then also B, like there's no other bag, and then also C, you're not going to ever like have to repack it again, or you're not going to go anywhere with it, and like D, this dad probably fixed everything with duct tape.
Okay, 1, it's not duct tape. C, she's going one way, so he's like, it could just fall apart the whole way there. And tell Mike Farah I said hi. And on top of that, they're just going to put things around it. That's what they're going to do, Chris. And here's the truth. Like, I'm not mad at the duct tape. I just actually wish it was duct tape. And had it actually been duct tape, it would have stayed taped. So there's that in all of our lives. Go back on mute and tell your dad I say hi.
Sorry, we're going to a wine dinner tonight, which I'm so excited to go to. But yeah, he's just like,
come on,
screaming at me,
yeah,
like,
okay.
when we're leaving, and I'm like,
okay, yeah, we're almost done. Okay, so the craziest part, they get to the house. She comes with things. He comes to the airport with flowers. Check, and she gets like annoyed that he doesn't know like what bag she carries or like what her luggage looks like, and so I guess his spirit guides weren't talking to him, and she was mad about that.
I wanted to say, a couple of things. Wait, her dad jokes with her dad about pirates, like, we're like, like, you liked them?
I didn't. I liked them for the fact that they were jokes, and her dad let her be her. I live in a world where my dad let me be me, and I just can appreciate that because some dads don't do that.
Okay, you're right. This is my favorite part. Okay, at the airport, she says, there are only unknowns in my future, which, I mean, is, first of all, fucking hilarious to say for someone who's a clairvoyant, and also just like, welcome to all of our lives, because we don't claim to be Clarisol.
we don't claim to be Claire Danes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't claim for all that. You're right. And she's like worried about everything and fully preparing herself to be a jackass. And let me tell you guys, she fucking delivers.
I could, after those beautiful stargazers, he got her. Yeah. So they go to so she goes to meet his family, which he already met them before, but she brings gifts. And so she gives the mom this beautiful like wind chime, which I really liked. And I was like, oh, how did you travel with like not bringing that? I thought that was really, really in. But then I also kind of thought, half of me thought that, and the other half of me is like, this also looks like something that she could buy like here,
Yeah.
Okay. So the second thing is, then she gives the dad a rose quartz rock. And I'm like, wait, is it Lisa Gua Sha? At least tell me that the rock does something for him. Tell me that it's going to, tell me, is it a little ice roller? He can get a little deep puffy after a day. Like, no, honey, it's a rock. And this man's been married, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you giving this man a love rock? Like, it's a love rock.
Yeah, she's like, it's to let love and whatever into your life. And I'm like, you could have at least gotten him a bracelet that had it on it. Why'd you give him a full? They're like, what is it? A stone? It's a stone. Oh, a stone. Not wow. Nice. Then she gives the other brother a like back massager, and they are just like, what are we to do with this? Everything the mom's gift was great. Every other gift was just like, girl, are you serious? She's just like doing the most. So then he's like, let me take you. We've been building this thing for 2 months and I've done almost everything you asked me to do. And they go up to what seems like an upstairs separate space to the home. And he shows her this apartment that she fucking hates. Okay. Now here's the deal. I get it. She's like, why are the baseboards half-assed? Why is this half-assed? And he's like, I got it done in 2 months. You should be grateful for that. And also, this is not New York City, so calm the fuck down. And I thought she was ungrateful, honestly. If my man in 2 months put together something so that at least I could have my own space, me, Wahimalino, who is an introvert, I would be grateful. Now, I would then have to go to work to get some better people to come in here and fix this shit, especially this little like washer and dryer basin area. I'm not into it.
I actually liked that part. I thought it was a beautiful basin. I was like, that part was a little bit weird. Like, how'd you get this beautiful quartz bowl? But, it's always a little bit interesting to me when people invest in a person and don't understand like enough about their culture and what the day-to-day living is when they've already lived there. Like, in the sense of, to me, yes, it seemed like she had, the standards and expectations of construction of like, a flip and a flop, like, and by that I mean like a young Tariq, like it seems like she's Christine walking around there being like, I don't know, I want to get different baseboards. And it's like, I get it. It's not done. There's also a lot of marble everywhere, which I personally liked. And then I guess in my mind, certain things could be fixed or like changed or whatever. Like I guess I just was like, why did she expect American style, like Western style construction of like that kind of like precision.
Oh, I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because she gave up everything.
Oh,
She
yeah.
gave her life away and she moved here. And so you told me that the door was going to be on this side, and now the door to the bathroom or the shower just opens up into the living room. And I'm like, who the fuck is going to be in your living room? You're going to spend most of your time downstairs in that kitchen with that mama with a mop. So what are you worried about whether or not the bathroom opens up? This is your own like little flat. This is your own studio apartment.
One part that I wrote down and I just have to bring up is, remember when she said, "What now, brown cow?"
Yes. I was like, racist. Chris, she said, "What now, brown cow?" And I was like, you racist fuck. Like, don't call this man a brown cow.
Now, what now, brown cow is like obviously a weird, like idiom or whatever that people like said from like the 50s or something. And she's a weird person, like she's quirky AF, like he finds her, very cute, very beautiful, like, whatever he thinks about her, like he loves the way he says that he loves the way she looks at him, which I thought was such an interesting thing to say, because A, it made me think like, how does she look at him? And also B, like, it's kind of narcissistic. Yeah, but wait, wow, how do you, like, you're great, you're the greatest, I just love you.
Is it narcissistic? I understood what he said, because there have been some men who have looked at me in a way that made me feel like they saw me. And yeah. So I understood that to a certain extent. And maybe like his experience with women is that they're like looking down and looking left and maybe not looking directly at him, smiling in his face. They're not like
blink, blink, blue eyes, like she slowly blinks like a baby doll, like her round blue eyes. Like, he's never seen such a thing.
She's fun, right? Like the first time she was there, she was fun. She was liked. Yes. She wanted to be there. She wanted to get to know him. She was a student. And now the person that she's behaving like now, when she's actually having to move there and she's nervous, and it took her 3 days, Chris. Like, what did she do? Did she paddle in the Indian Ocean to get there? Did she just get dropped off in like Madagascar and just like swim across to India? Why did it take her 3 days? 3 days?
Oh. Right, yeah.
I mean, folks will do anything to travel. Me, I'm like, let's just save up some more money. What is that? What is getting maybe a 2-day flight or 24-hour flight, which is 2 days? Like, maybe what you do is you work an extra 2 weeks. You just take, like, wouldn't you just work it? I would just work an extra month in order to have it be not 3 days.
Yeah, I hate to say this again. I've never traveled anywhere that would take 3 days, but I guess I've never traveled to India, and 3 days almost feels like, are you taking a boat? I'm so dumb. I love you.
Yes, yeah. It's like, why did it take so long? I would have just worked a little longer, put a little extra on the credit card. And I mean, I can't travel for 3 days. No. You spend more money traveling for 3 days because you're eating, you're buying snacks. Me, I'd be drinking every stop, drink, please, wine. White wine, Chardonnay, thanks. If you have it, if you don't, a margarita. You know what I mean? Like, I would be buying drinks here and there. So I'm like, get me there as soon as possible.
You have to you save yourself from yourself.
Yes, get me there as soon as possible.
I can't wait to see what happens. Yeah, like when she obviously she screams at him that he's being a horrible partner, and then he says something next week, which I am so happy to, which is, how are you a fucking clairvoyant? And like, so dumb. Like, he says it like some way like that. It makes me so happy. I'm like, and I think he's hot. I think he's hot.
Oh yeah, he's the best looking Indian. Oh well, no, him, Raj, like whatever his name was, Jen. He was hot too, but like he's really good looking with his little round circle black glasses, or like, and his like floppy hair. So cute.
I know.
Very Western. Well, that was a quick episode, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We got through it, and we hope that you guys will listen to our podcast that we did yesterday, or I don't know when you guys are going to hear it, but it's with a great, fun co-host. They had us on their show, and kind of vice versa. And it was another below deck podcast / bad TV podcast. So give it a listen, give it a whirl. We love you guys. And if you would like to, those of you who are just joining us from Bad TV Podcast or another Below Deck podcast. Hi, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. And if you would like to join our Patreon, you can do so on patreon.com/DocuSweeties, $10 a month, a live every first Monday of the month, which I think is next Monday, if I'm not wrong. It is. No, it's not. It's in 2 Mondays because the 31st is a Monday. So yeah, so we do that. We do exclusive content for y'all, and we also get the episode 24 hours before everybody else does. So $10 a month, Patreon. Woohoo! Chris, tell us if you don't want to do Patreon and you want to follow us in other ways, Chris will tell you how to do that.
Yeah, we exist on the free social medias. So on Instagram, we are at DocuSweeties. We are also at DocuSweeties on Twitter with one added. And Wad is done with me. She just wants to right back into her feed, honey. I'll tell you what she wants to go. She wants to go follow us on TikTok because that's her preferred social media. And you can do so as well at DocuSweeties on TikTok. So we love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Well, this was a fun episode, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye. Bye.